Okay, so let's talk about it. Remember getting taught about Martin Luther King in school? Well, they left out the part where he was having a whole affair with a YT woman. And Ralph Armin job, wrote a book in 1989 about Martin's obsession with whites. Okay, so hold on, let me get my screen again. Okay, welcome back, folks. So we just gonna call this my little podcast, where I'm speaking on things to kind of start a conversation because I want to know what you think. I don't know, that might be my new intro. Okay, so look, this is what I think about this. I feel like way back when, women didn't really have a voice, right? And it was all about what men wanted and how men saw the world and how men wanted the world to be. Hence him having a dream and stuff like that. Okay, so then it brings me to my next point of I feel like a lot of Afro men did have this obsession with white tea women still to today, and I see a lot of memes about, they could have just left segregation what it was, especially when they talk about like movie theaters and schools getting, boom, boom, boom. A lot of memes are saying, we never needed segregation to end. Like we was fine where we was at, where y'all was at. But when you look at these leaders, they have an obsession with what was forbidden, the YT women. As the YT women got an obsession with what was forbidden, black men. So it's like, it comes down to a question of, was this ever really about segregation so your kids can go to these schools or get great educations and stuff like that? Or was it so you can live in your truth and live free with who you really wanted to be with or who you thought would best benefit you or what flavor you wanted? Like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I understand they was getting like best doctor treatments and better teachers in schools because they were learning more. I just don't feel like much has changed with segregation ending as far as how much we are learning. To go a little deeper for anybody I caught off guard with that statement, this is not a black and white problem we are having. It's a rich and poor problem that we are having. You can be black and you can be white and you can be poor and still looked at as minimum to the elite's eyes. All in all, I feel like this whole segregation thing was for them. So I'm just scrolling past Instagram when I see The Real Mo Worldwide has posted 2 videos of her and Oprah's relationship. And it reads, "Hey, my sweet babies, y'all know I am new to this technology. Here's part 1 and 2, which I'll have at the end of this video. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then this video was worth 1,000,000 to me. My deepest gratitude to the individuals who made this piece," which was Goldcast, by the way. "And for accurately stating the facts. As long as we conceal, how can we heal? So thank you very much for being a part of the reveal," she said in parentheses. They got Auntie out here rapping now. Kendrick Lamar, K-Dot, where you at? Watch that blank girl fly. Blank girl fly. Blank girl fly. I love us for real. Orphan. Child said orphans. Oprah and Tyler, I love y'all too. At Life Stories, go Cass. I don't know, y'all. I haven't seen her in nothing lately. And I'm just like, I'm going to give y'all videos.
Oprah Winfrey, people are beginning to see you for who you are. Oprah is known for changing people's lives for the better.
But why is she accused of ruining actor Monique's life?
How do you, as a black woman, watch another black woman be thrown under the bus based off of a lie?
She trusted Oprah with her secrets.
I shared my relationship with her about my mother.
But then
I began to see commercials with my mother, with my brother.
Monique's older brother, Gerald, comes clean.
I did inappropriately touch my sister.
He abused you from the time you were 7.
Oprah Winfrey
What you did was malicious, and it was intentional, and it was ugly.
But after Monique finally stood up for herself, she was attacked.
Started getting labeled as difficult.
For 8 years, my family has suffered, and my career has suffered.
Monique is in the media right now. Why don't you address it?
Oh my gosh, because it's impossible. You can't meet negative energy where it is.
Oprah has disrespected victims many times in her career.
Is Monique gonna be the one to finally?
Oprah.
How did he abuse you? Are we talking about sexual abuse?
Yes. She said, if you don't want me to have your brother on the show, I will cancel the show. But I wanted to call you up to see how you felt first.
Monique thought Oprah had her back, but that was not the case.
I began to see commercials with my brother, my mother, my father, and my other brother. Now, the reason why that means so much is because in the conversation we had about my brother, we then went deeper. And we began to talk about our relationships with our mothers and our fathers. She never said my mother was coming on that show. Because had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm going to have your mother, I would have said, shut it down.
Not only are you betrayed by somebody that you thought was your friend, but somebody that...
Maybe you were lucky or unlucky enough to watch the Love and Hip Hop episode that just came out this Monday. And Rashida and Kirk were at an event in Las Vegas where Kirk explained one thing that got them through everything that they've been through for the past 22 years is friendship and just remembering the friendship. Then Rashida goes to say one thing she would suggest is keeping people out of your business and kind of dealing with things privately. Okay, before I speak on that, I want to just point out their green line effect, and he clearly leaned more into her. So if you know anything about the green line. Okay, folks, we're going to call this my very own podcast where I speak on things to start a conversation because I want to know what you think. Just a little tad bit about me before I continue so that I don't get flooded with the same questions. No, I have not been married. No, I have not been in a long-term relationship like 22 years like the couple I'm speaking on now. Okay, Kirk and Rashida. She spoke, like I said, and said she would keep everybody out of her relationship and she think that that would have made it better. Now, the comparison I have to this is, well, before I say the comparison, I speak and say why I disagree with her because I think like loyalty speaks volume, especially if you're married to somebody and you've been married 20 plus years. Like, I think loyalty speaks volume. And for him to say a friendship, how much did the friendship mean to be in a whole relationship and have a kid with another woman in your marriage? So I'm confused by that, but she pushed me to even more confusion, which is why I'm making the video when she said she would keep people out. And I think that's a very Old Testament way of thinking, which is why a lot of women were unhappy and took on this narrative and way of thinking into generations to come. Obviously, I'm not a part of that generation and I highly disagree with the way they think. And the comparison that I want to give to that, and I'm gonna leave you with this, is if you had a company and you had an employee in your company that was with you for 20 plus years and they decided to commit treason to the company or fraud or anything to the company, you're going to fire them because they're no longer shown to be that trustworthy person to you or your business. Now, I understand that it comes between a more personal and business statement, but a lot of couples like them have also spoke about the business that they have between the two of us, or between the two of them. To me, it comes down to having a partner in business or personal that I trust rather than having someone I don't trust just for the sake of time.
Begging for food. I used to steal food and eat it in the bathroom when I had nowhere to live.
Okay, so this may be more than one parts, but I know for sure I'm going to try to get everything in as I possibly can. Let's explain a little about the video that everybody is talking about with Coach Stormy, right? Where they saying she called the girl a hood brat or something like that, but she didn't. I'm going to speak about why I agree. So she didn't call her that. That's one. Y'all make everything into a joke. But then again, y'all are the same people who say y'all wouldn't go to counselors and therapists because nobody can tell y'all about yourself. But these are the same people who know the actual terminology for why you act the way you act and look at life the way you look at. So I'm not surprised that y'all would have a problem with what she said. She spoke in this video I stitched about how she grew up having to like eat everything that's on a plate because then she felt like she wasting food. And I relate to that because growing up, I was told, clean your plate, make your plate all gone. People in Africa are not eating, so you should be grateful for what you have and eat all of your food. And in return, I feel like now I have this thing where I can't let food go to waste. So I feel what she's saying. So she said that she's told the girl nobody should be able to put all of that food on your plate because she know for herself, if somebody put all of that food on her plate, she would eat it. So her thing was to tell the girl next time, tell them not to put all of that food on your plate. And then she goes even deeper and says, nobody should be able to fill your plate how you don't want it. For instance, take your childhood. They made your plate for your childhood. You wasn't able to make your own plate as a kid. Somebody else made your plate for you. Everybody added their own ingredients on your plate. And when you got older, you was able to make your own plate. So that, if you watch this last stitch, I don't know why people still not getting what she said, but she goes even deeper, and I knew it was more to it. Like, I'm very in tune, and I just didn't get that she was being negative. After all, she make her money off of getting more women. So why would she just completely degrade somebody on camera? Like, the camera is all in her face. But furthermore, what gets me is that this whole time while everybody bashing her on TikTok, she's on vacation. She's on a yacht. Like... But overall, the messages she gave was not to let anybody make your plate. You know what you deserve. You know what you should have. And that's what should be on your plate. And you decide that. She also put herself in the girl's shoes and knew that she would eat everything on that plate, which is why her plate looked like that versus that.
Yeah, one thing you gonna do is ditch me, ditch my son.
Okay, let's talk Ari and Jada. So... I'm not sure if you watch their new show, The Impact Atlanta on BT Plus, but I did. So how do I put this? Okay, Jada is a Libra, Ari is a Cancer. Okay, so whatever you take from that. Now, what I take from Jada is okay. Let me wait, because y'all ain't finna Coach Stormy me. I could be wrong, but what I get from Jada is she's kind of that, and this is probably something she would never admit to, not to say that I'm correct, just to say I've seen people like this before. And some people like don't want to be around other people in the same field that they're in, because even though people don't put them up against each other, they feel like they have to compete. That's one. Two, they also see you as higher than them. So they feel like when they are around you, they are lower. And not to say less than you, just you're here and I'm there. You're older and I'm younger. It's always a one up they feel that you have over them. And three, they kind of want to be the only one. I know that kind of sums up 1 and 2, but it's really its own thing. Like, they want to be the only one. They want to be the girl, the go-to. That's what I get from her. So her not want to be in the same room. Even when they had that sit down on episode 2, and when Ari sat down, like, I follow this lady that does the body language of people. So now I'm just like heavy on body language. I'm always watching. And when Ari sat down, even when she was walking up, Jada like kind of fixed herself and kind of made sure she was still looking presentable in the presence of Ari, or with them both being on camera together. When Ari said hey to the people walking past, she had to turn around and say hey too. It just, I don't know, it's little things that I noticed. Not to mention Jada trying to build a bigger brand than she already have. So I feel like she doesn't want that tainted. Think I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say that. I was about to say something. But overall, Ari is usually pretty raw and uncut. And I just don't feel like Jada is being her true self all the time. But which I think, those are my thoughts on Jada X Ari. TikTok, don't try to silence me. Y'all wouldn't believe how many times I had to record this. Even my edit's messing up. I don't know. Okay, so let's break down a few things. So in that video, she basically said how it was her and a guy and they were taking something apart and she was going faster than him. And so to flirt and to, I guess, seem more feminine, she slowed down and act like she needed help. So then once he finally got his off, he switched with her and I guess they, what did she say? She said they made it through together. That's how they went through the program, is that they were going to do it together. Okay. So a few things. I feel like we have to look at what you, want out of life, who you are, and what the two of you plan to do. So what you want out of life. Okay, so what do you want out of life? Do you want somebody who does every step with you? You guys kind of sit at the table and go through, this is what we're doing this week, this is what we're doing this month, this is how our life looks this year, and you guys make the plans up together? Or do you want someone who trusts your opinion and trusts your vision for where you would like to take the both of you? Because I think that's where everybody in her comments are not seeing what she's saying. She probably would like somebody to sit at the table and they say, okay, so on Monday we're going to do this. And what do you think about us doing this on Tuesday? Because she's more in like a beta mindset, which goes into who you are. Are you like that beta male, female, or are you that alpha male, female? Because I'm telling you right now, like an alpha female, she gonna get that top off that thing, whatever they was doing. She gonna get the top off and move on to the next step. Like, what are we doing? I can't wait on you. Like, just know I got the top off. Oh, better yet, this is how I got the top off. Do it like this. Like, with these situations, this is what it comes down to. Who you are. Then it goes into what do you want out of life? And then it goes into that person, what they're able to do with you. Because you can get an alpha and a beta, male and female, together. Two alphas. We can go into another video with two alphas. But yeah, I didn't really agree with this video. I feel like it was more of a conversation that needed to be happening instead of her just saying this is how it should be. You should be more feminine and minimize yourself for the guy. So what do you guys think?
I look at you and it's easy to see you are that someone I've been trying to meet. I got your number, won't you pick up the phone?